she'd had in these false friends. Raucous laughter and unkind remarks had followed the arrival of an Irish lad dressed in tattered clothing. When Rose discovered the girls had convinced the young Irishman he would be welcomed at their party, Rose's anger swelled. There had been no Matthew Skilling. Not only had they embarrassed her, they'd also humiliated the young man, who, like Rose, had done nothing to deserve their callous treatment. Truth be told, the conniving behavior of those girls reminded Rose of her Aunt Margaret. Their mean-spirited actions had awakened Rose to a sad understanding. There were far too many scheming people willing to abuse others for their own pleasure, power, or greed. "Did you hear me, Rose?" Mrs. Fisk nodded toward the fireplace. "Yes. I think you've chosen a perfect space. If I ever return to Philadelphia, I'll be sure to stop here first." Rose, however, secretly doubted she'd ever return to Philadelphia. Though she'd received an excellent education at the design school, the young women she'd encountered during the past 2 years had imbued Rose with a distinct distaste for Philadelphia and its social mores. "I'm saddened to see my very best student returning to the hills of West Virginia, where I doubt you'll ever use your education. I want you to write to me if you're unable to find employment that satisfies your creativity." Rose strained forward for a glimpse outside. "Thank you, Mrs. Fisk. I'll keep your offer in mind, but Ewan's arrived." She jumped up from her chair and rushed toward the front door. Before he had an opportunity to knock, Rose yanked open the door. "I thought you would never get here. What kept you? We'll have to hurry, or we'll miss our train." Ewan arched his brows and chuckled. "Good afternoon to you too, Rose." The scent of blooming lilacs wafted through the open door. Had it not been for the long, cold winter, the 2 flowering bushes outside the front entrance would have bloomed 6 weeks ago. Rose grinned and took a backward step to allow her brother entry. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to assail you the moment you arrived, but I've been worried, and I missed you so." She turned to look at the grandfather clock that stood sentry in the hallway. "We could miss the train if we don't hurry." "We have plenty of time, Rose." Ewan stepped inside and wrapped her in a warm embrace. "I didn't realize you were so eager to leave." "Mr. McKay, it's good to see you. Your sister has been quite worried about you." Mrs. Fisk stepped closer. "I've tried my best to convince Rose she should remain in Philadelphia, but she seems to think a return to West Virginia is best." A frown creased the older woman's forehead. "I truly do not believe she'll be able to find employment that will lend her an opportunity to use the skills she's acquired." She shook her head and tisked. "Such a shame to have talent waste away. Don't you agree, Mr. McKay?" "Aye, 'tis not good to squander a God-given talent, but I think Rose will discover a way to use her abilities." His lips tilted in a grin. "Civilization does not begin and end in Philadelphia, Mrs. Fisk." "Of course not. I didn't mean to imply—" Ewan held up his hand. "No offense taken, Mrs. Fisk. Just like the rest of the family, I know Rose intends to find a way to use her talents. Should she have any trouble, I'm sure she'll set pen to paper and let you know." Rose tugged on Ewan's arm. "We shouldn't keep the carriage waiting, Ewan. I had my baggage delivered to the train station, but we'll need to make certain it arrived safely, and purchase our tickets." Ewan patted the pocket of his jacket. "I've already purchased the tickets." He glanced toward the stairs. "Do you have no friends you wish to offer a final goodbye?" Rose shook her head. "No. I'm ready to be on my way." Gray skies loomed overhead as Rose looped arms with her brother and descended the front steps of the 3-storied brick building. She was thankful for the education she'd received in